Okay. How is everybody doing out there?
I don't see nobody.
That was a technical glitch. I was about ready to cut it off when it ran its 11 seconds. I got to redo that and turn the volume down on that one.
That may be.
But it gets everybody's attention. What? Okay. So anybody out there at all?
We got 6 now.
We got 6 now. All right. There's Christy and Michael. Hey, guys.
Yeah, we're back down to 5.
Nah, back down. Chase someone off. Oh, they're calling roll call. I don't want to be in here.
Either they've seen my ugly mug and said, and ran away.
Yeah. Drop that out.
There are a couple more.
Hey, Jake.
There's one above
it. All right. And Cecilia. And yeah, I'm trying to get my other screen up here going. And there's Ryan the Gamer. Well, there is just I'm going to touch on this. This is just a little side note thing. What's going on? There's a spam bot out there commenting on people's stuff called Tom. I mean, it's a lady doing the video, whether it's Mimsy or Pennsylvania Prepper or old school prepper. You know, it's obviously a woman there, and it's great video, dude. It's like, hello, but I backtraced it. It's a UK channel, part of a bunch of others. They all have the capital T. One's Tom, one's Tim, one's something else. You know, and in the last 3 weeks or so, the Tom one has gone from 250 subscribers to over 380,000. I mean, 250,000 subscribers to over 350,000 subscribers and no content. And I think anytime anybody gives him a thumbs up or reply, you know, thank you or whatever, he somehow has figured a way to snag them as a subscriber.
Well, you know, something else too is if your channel gets hit with a lot of bots, guess what YouTube does to your channel? They cut it. That's one way for some of these other places to limit their competition.
Mm-hmm.
They hire a company that'll go out and spam somebody with bots, and YouTube will see you gaining subscribers stupid fast and see that it's bots doing it, and your channel will get snapped.
Yeah. You know, is there any way to, if someone subscribes to you, for you to unsubscribe them?
No, all you can do is block them.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because that's the thing is I went in like on that Tom, I went into his channel, saw that he was a bot, blocked him, blocked the other 3, his other 3 channels he had up at the time, blocked them. I went back a week later, he had 2 more channels up there. I blocked them as well. So, hey, Uncle Al.
Smash or trash. There's Kathy.
Hey, Kathy. So, yeah, so that Tom, there's the one called Tom, and then Tim, and some other ones, and they're spam bots from UK. So, and actually, did I do that here? Let me check something here. Yes, I did have it here.
Al, you're not supposed to be at one bar. You're supposed to be at home. Social or physical distancing. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Right back.
I didn't put his information. There was another one called Paul White that, you know, was very suspicious as well. I blocked it. But anyways, all right. So tonight's subject is going to be a rather, when I say interesting, it's going to be interesting that it's going to be a hard subject. what are you talking about with these sites? All right, there's a Kathy. What there was is a troll out there. Let's see if I can find him. I'll bring him back, bring him up here and show you guys here real quick here. And that was, who replied to me here? There was one here just did it. Okay, so he hit Pennsylvania Prepper today. And I let her know, and someone else came on. He goes, "Yeah, I noticed him too. I've been blocking him as well." And so let me see if I can bring this up here, and I will show you who he is in a second here.
Yeah, they comment something along the lines, great content, keep it up, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Change it
And,
up so it doesn't register as a bot too often.
yeah. All right. It's, come on, get the.
I'm gonna start charging these people for tending their children.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Like here, on this one here, let me move this from here over here. And I will go back over here so I can show it. So on here, let me enlarge this a little bit here so you guys can actually see it good. All right, Tom, great content, dude. It's Pennsylvania Prepper. What just happened here? What'd it do? It jumped on me. Crud. Dang it.
Scroll up. Nope, just scroll
up. There it is. Okay, yeah, here we go. Great content, dude. Amazing content. 378,000 subscribers, no content. If I go to him, tab.
What on earth?
And I'm not sure, but I think the one of the ones that was similar to this, all of a sudden I had him saved and I went to him and he sold off the channel to a bunch of other people, to someone else. So someone bought a channel that had 200,000 subscribers and started dumping content onto it and changed the name. But see, he has, it looks like he's adding stuff. So he's added a few things here in the last week. And then more Tom, is another one I've blocked on him. But he's added in the, so he started adding, things really quick here. So it sounds like he's selling stuff and it's gonna be ones that goes. But if I go to see no videos, channels, only one is Tom and more Tom. So if he has no videos, no content, and he has 378,000, he's a bot. And so basically what I do is I just go in and I'll go to see report user. So I go in here and I've already blocked him, so I'm not going to unblock him. Now if I go to more Tom, same thing. I go to in there and see, join this year, block user. Guys, he had a couple other ones on there that are no longer that I no longer see there, that I got rid of. I mean, I blocked already. So, yeah. So Tom and more Tom are
later, Al.
Yeah. So he's got almost 200,000 subscribers. So yeah, it's definitely a bot, and you don't want to be involved with a bot as it can ruin your channel. Hey, Howie.
Mine's already ruined anyways. Nah, I don't care.
All right. So tonight's subject is throw this back up for a second here.
I'm trying to visualize it for you.
Visualize it. Hand out, hand up, or empty hand. How do you treat others in a crisis situation event? Now, it was a little long for me to put on here, but yeah. So basically,
Kathy, yes, you can sell a YouTube channel like that.
Yeah.
You create a dummy email, you create a basic account, get people to subscribe to it, then you can sell it for a few $100s. And then that person changes the name and adds content. And for a little bit, they'll have watch hours and they'll have subscribers until people get wise to what's going on. Then they all leave.
Mm-hmm.
By that time, that person's probably usually gotten monetized.
Yeah.
Throw up a couple stupid cat videos and you got yourself a channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a cat with a cucumber.
Lasers.
So, anyways, let me pull this back up here so I got my. I gotta fix this over here real quick. There we go. So, but anyways, in a situation, it doesn't have to be the current situation. It could be it could be something else. It could be an EMP. It could be a natural disaster thing like the locusts that are in Africa starting to hit the United States, and all of a sudden our food supply is cut down by 75%. And you got people come knocking on your door looking for food.
Well, if they make it across the ocean from Africa to South America and they come up, I'm not even going to worry about it at that point.
Well, don't forget, we had major locust swarms in the United States already.
Yeah, but we haven't had that problem for a long time.
Yeah.
Hope it stays that way. Hey, Blue.
Yeah, but you never can tell when all of a sudden all of a sudden all these buried eggs are going to come up, and all of a sudden we're going to have massive swarms again.
I'll just look up at Jesus and say, hey, are you coming back yet? Come on. You done told me to watch for all this stuff. I'm watching to see it. Come on. Please. Hurry.
Yeah. And his response will be, in my own time.
Yeah.
But so
patiently patient. So.
Yeah. So the question is, whatever it was, an EMP, natural drought, whether it's drought, whether it's excessively cold summers where the crops don't grow, whether it's a total economic collapse, whatever it is, and people are hurting, and you have your supplies, and you're able to grow your own garden, or however you're doing it, and you got food, and you're taking care of for yourself, and you think you can make it for a year or two, so there's an opportunity for things to start to recover. What do you do that when that person comes to you and say, hey, I want the food out of your child's mouth?
Kaboom. Oh.
Or, I want the food that's keeping you alive so I can keep me alive. Two things. There's a saying that comes to mind. One is, give a man a fish and he will have dinner. Teach a man to fish and he'll have mini dinners. And that's one of the things, in the novels I'm writing stuff, that's always been a hard question in there that I put up for the characters and stuff. Is, what do you do when someone comes knocking on your door? Asking for what you have. Do you give them a hand out, a hand up, or an empty hand? And so in this case, a hand up would be teaching them, or helping them to get it on their own. Well, yes, Kathy, it's a very good thing. We are not God. But then if we were, we would know a whole heck of a lot more than what we do. And we would know how he plans to make things justified for all his children. But being imperfect mortals that we are, we're left with a conundrum, aren't we? All right, Cecilia throws out the 1 point. I was waiting for somebody. I don't know if someone already made it or not, but here it is. You say no, otherwise you'll have many more coming. Is there a way where you don't have to say no right away? Or where you don't have to say no? So I'm kind of inviting everyone to think about this.
Hey, Jay.
Yes, that's very good. What Kathy said there. One of the things that's I've put in my books for several of my characters to do is basically when things start getting bad, it's break out the make sure you have oversized clothes, break out the oversized clothes, and go around where everybody else is going trying to get food, and become just like everybody else. We kind of talked about this a little bit during the Gray Man live stream, trying to blend in. And if everyone thinks that you need food as well, hey Dan. So if everyone thinks you need food as well, they're probably not going to come knocking on your door looking for food because they already know, oh, this person needs food too. They're in the same situation. That there will then alleviates part of that choice of, do I go ahead and say no? Do I share what I have and not have enough for my family, and whereas my family may wind up dying? How do and the thing is, if you try to teach someone, the word is also going to get out, hey, this person has stuff, but he's trying to help us, and others are, because I don't want to be helped, I just want their stuff. And you may have someone trying to come to take your stuff by force.
Hence, some YouTube channels have openly admitted that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to see who's got it, and they're going to go take it.
Yeah.
You're prepared to defend what you got?
Well, once someone crosses that line from asking to taking, that's a whole nother story.
All bets are off.
I mean, and that's like that. Then it's time to act like Christ in the temple with the money changers.
It's called righteous indignation.
Mm-hmm. So this is a serious question, and this may be a short live on this, or we may just switch off topic here in 20 minutes or so. But it's something that we all need to think about. What are we going to do? What are we willing to do to protect our family? What can we do to help others? And when is giving enough? And when is giving become too much?
Yes, Kathy, as Christians, we are called to feed the hungry.
Mm-hmm. But then the thing is also, you can look at it too, and this just I'm throwing everything out there, guys, at this one. God helps those who helps themselves. If someone's refusing to help themselves, then are you still required to help them? Are you required to be God's agent and help them when they're refusing to help themselves? Now, if they're trying to help themselves and they need just a little bit to get over the hump where they can get their seeds going and get their garden going, that may be an option. That's something you have to think about, talk to them, and you may work something out. Or hey, we'll give you something to carry you over for now and get your garden going, but you need to pay it back so that I can help someone else.
Well, it also says in the Bible that you're supposed to feed your enemy. If your enemy comes knocking on your door, you're supposed to feed him. There's a hidden meaning behind that. Just like Sun Tzu wrote, know what your enemy knows. Best way to know what your enemy knows is feed him. He'll relax. He'll let something slip. Now you have the information you need.
Yeah. All right. Cecilia's points out that everyone should, especially now. I mean, there are a lot of people doing seed. In the stores, the seeds and stuff are disappearing in some of the stores. Some areas of the country where people have not been gardening are trying to garden. So there's my neighbor across the street here, the one whose son, if you check my videos back in the beginning, his son was over here with their two bottom plow, turning over the 2.5 acres on the east side of the house, and then disking it and trying to help restore it and everything. He usually puts in a small garden plot. Well, they were out there yesterday, and their entire backyard got plowed under. I mean, it's probably about an acre's worth there, and they plowed it all under and disked it, and he's putting in a big garden. And their front yard they're on the corner on the one side, they had a small garden. They're enlarging that. And so I got to get with him and say, all right, bring your bottom plow back over here again, and the disc. We're going to do it again. We got to get, he's got to get Mr. Likes from the dairy to bring over extra manure, and we're going to just turn it all in. And then I'll let them plant some, use part of my 2 acres out there to plant some garden as well, because he's positive and dealing what he deals with, that there's going to be a food shortage here this summer, possibly.
Yeah, high probability.
Mm-hmm. And I like what Michael said.
Mm-hmm. And Kathy's right below it. Unfortunately, Kathy, those who need to wake up won't wake up. They're going to start doing the stupid things that we all warn everybody else about.
Mm-hmm.
Got to watch out for looters.
Okay, hang on. What happened here?
That's why if things lessen up a little bit, I will be moving this summer. I know everybody says, how can you move?
Yeah. All right. Jay was talking about a movie here. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm just put up the real quick. I just caught it up. All right. Started rationing, and they were handing out food. Then a group came in, rushed them. So you got to be careful, because there are some that are going to just go bonkers on you. Okay.
Right. Too many mouths this time. Soup kitchens won't work.
Now, that's one of the things, the a hand up versus a hand out. You teach them how to take care of themselves. Like I said in the very beginning, give a man a fish, he has dinner. Teach a man to fish, and he has mini dinners. And so, some of the things is, it's, you got to make a decision how you're going to do it, what you're going to do. Yeah. And so, too many give outs. Well, after the soup kitchens and the depressions, there's something that some of the people in the cities learned. That was community gardens, window box gardens, on the fire escape gardens, people started growing, especially during World War II, started growing a lot of food. And so that's something people need to learn. And like Dave said, there are some out there that just won't learn. They're just totally, oh, it's not my responsibility. The government's supposed to take care of me. Yeah. Yeah. And Keith, excuse me. We can't hold their hands, but if someone's willing to learn and willing to try, I'm willing to help that person, because that's in another person. If he learns from me and then he owes me, that's someone who might help me later on with something else. So that's one of the things I look at it. A hand up can build you a friend. A hand out sometimes builds resentment.
Hey, Gunslinger.
Hey, Gunslinger. Yeah, and that's the problem. And that's one of the choices you have to make is, they're behind the curve. It's going to take time, to learn to garden and other things for self-sufficiency. And that's one of the choices you have to make. Do you have enough food to help this person get up and growing food and stuff so that they can pay you back what you helped them. So that you have your supplies back so that you can possibly help someone else the same way. And that's like one of the things is our neighbor down the street that gave us that trailer load of rabbit manure. He knows I'm going to be putting it to good use right away. I'm going to be growing stuff. And I had another neighbor across the street, and I'll have the video coming out either later tonight or tomorrow. I just finished doing some editing. I got to do a few more tweaks on it. An IBC tote. I don't know if everybody knows what an IBC tote is. He does things with the IBC totes. He'll take them. He'll cut the plastic off about 8 inches up and take the top half off, and he puts it outside. He doesn't use it, and he takes the cage where cuts it and forms a V on it, so you can put alfalfa bales in there, and the cows and the horses can eat it. And it falls on the ground. Doesn't fall on the ground. It falls in that bottom part of the tote he left in there, and they can eat out of that to save food. And he can't make them fast enough for the farmers around here.
Go to 724, Kathy's comment.
24.
Yeah.
I was on the board on him. Yep. Yeah. And if they're not willing to learn, like I said before, God helps them and helps themselves. If they're not willing to help themselves, it's time to give them tough love. Say, hey, you're not going to help yourself. We're not going to carry you. But let me type something in here. All right, so just so everybody knows what it is, these are IBC totes, and they come in 2 different sizes. The most common is the 275-gallon one, and then there's one that's a little bit taller. That is a 330-gallon one. But the ones that Brandon across the street has is the let's see, like this one here is the 330-gallon, and all the rest of these are 275. What he does is he cuts it right about where this bar here is. You can see my cursor moving there. Actually, let me just grab one and make it bigger where I can actually do it here a little bit. It's going to be a big one here. Yeah. So he cuts it right above this bottom or this line right here, and he takes the top part out. And that's what he gave me 8 of those, of this top portion. But then what he does is he goes and cuts it along the side here and folds that into the middle, and does the same thing on the other side. So it has a V shape of the basket here for the alfalfa, and then he cuts it right off level above this one here. So when he does that, so that way any alfalfa that falls in the bottom, the horse, the goats, the sheep, the cows, whatever, can just eat out of the bottom of the bowl that this bottom piece makes. Now it's not going on the ground. Well, he has a whole bunch of those, and he gave me 8 of them. And so my video coming out either later tonight or tomorrow morning, we'll talk about what I'm going to do with those. And so he's helped me by doing that. And I got him, and he was going to take them to the dump. It's like, no, I'll take them. Don't take them to the dump. And so with that, I'm able to we'll be filling them with that trailer load of rabbit manure, and hopefully be able to grow in lots of food that we can share around with neighbors and stuff, especially those that like to do canning. And we'll give them extra. They can can some and give some back to us canned. Barter system, folks.
Never heard of it. I have little goodie bags made up just in case somebody comes knocking on my door. Yep, here's your one and only hand up.
Mm-hmm.
Enough stuff to get you going, keep you going for a little bit. But if you don't maintain what I give you, you ain't going to get nowhere. Don't come and knock it again. Unless you have questions. Yeah.
Yeah. Cecilia, that's what I'm talking about. I may be doing the same thing what I did with the barrels, where I was cutting the barrels in half. And but I got to figure out exactly what I'm going to do. And so tomorrow's when that video comes out, I'll be asking everybody. I want input on this, what I can do to help, get this going. But the thing is, what are you guys going to do? I know I'm working with my neighbors and stuff. We want to put in a community garden here on that 2.5 acres I got out here. Get more people growing food, those that can. Try to stem things ahead of time.
One thing I would suggest is get with everybody and say, okay, I plan on planting this and this. We need somebody else to plant this and this, and then somebody else to plant this and this. That way, everybody isn't all trying to plant corn.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody plants corn, guess what?
Yeah. Well, fortunately, everyone around here, when they do plant corn, they plant like 5 or 6 rows of corn, and then they got their right next to it, they got their zucchini, squash, cantaloupe, whatever, growing down amongst the corn and stuff. And then they'll also plant after the corn up so high, they'll plant peas along in the same rows as the corn, and let the peas grow up the corn stalks. Now, where they pull a Howie and they have everything layered, growing up around it. All right, Keith. I'm drawing a blank on that specific on the 3 sisters. Someone want to fill me in with the 3 sisters? I'm drawing a blank.
Kathy should be able to do that.
Yes, companion planning, Kathy. And I just was reading a whole bunch of interesting articles on it this morning about things that are companion planting. And there's been 3 videos out today on companion planting.
And if you don't know how to plant a garden, go get the Green Wizard's Guide.
Yep.
Get with Howie. Howie has a couple things too.
Mm-hmm.
So get with both of them if you don't have a clue on gardening.
Corn, squash, beans, corn, squash, beans, bean, squash.
Yeah, you need to go remind him. No.
Yeah, tell him even things do start to get better. Prices are going to be jacked for a while.
Well, considering for the last 2 years we've had a drought in the Midwest. For the last year and a half, they've been warning that by 2020, 2021, we would probably see pretty severe food shortages in the U.S. because other parts of this world have also endured a drought in the last year.
Yeah.
And guess what? 62% of the imports we have are food. Yeah. Another 38% is material items. Mm-hmm. We import way too much food to this country.
Well, you know what's weird is, Dave? With all that food we're importing, guess what we're exporting? Food. We export a lot of pig, and we export some beef and corn. So we import some foods and we export other foods. And then the government pays farmers, gives a stipend not to grow certain foods.
Yeah, it's a stipend, all right. Jerry, I thought you went live, buddy. Did you include us in your giveaway? Oh, wait, don't include us. We're not for sale.
Hey, Jerry. Whew. So, things we got to figure out is, looking at, and it's not just current events too, although current events is something staring us right in the face. But if by chance, knock on wood, by the middle of summer, things have turned around and things are making a recovery, the next one may not be so easy, and we need to know and get it in our minds what we're going to do.
It's all good, Jerry. Don't worry about it, man. I'll go back and check it out after this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just in case y'all didn't know, Jerry had a live giveaway announcement just a little bit ago. So after us, go check him out. He's somewhere on that side, wherever. And if y'all don't think Green Wizard's Guide works, ask Jerry about his lawn. Now, be careful, because he may get frustrated talking about the 3 lawnmowers he's had to replace. Grab a ferro rod, put it in front of the portion, and throw it at you. Just saying, just make sure he doesn't have a torsion ferro rod. And I think we lost Bill. Yep, he's gone. Gotta love cheap internet. So he left me in charge temporarily. Party! I ain't got nothing to party with, so I'll just read y'all's comments. Yeah, my Walmart, as far as seeds goes, had a full 4 sides that has hardly been touched as of yet. I imagine, though, considering we had a frost snap the last couple nights, it should go back to normal here soon, where people are buying it again. I have no place to plant that I can monitor or maintain. The only one place that I might be able to plant, if it rains real hard, it floods out, so it'd be a waste. Yes, block that person. They are a spam bot. Oh, I'm already doubling down myself, Jay. Yeah, unfortunately, even if I leave, the show can still go on. Isn't that scary? Either that or that new baby demanded Psycho talking about it now.
Yeah, I waited 5 seconds to read a few things. That's why I threw Gunslingers up there. What happened is we have this really great internet company called Sparklight, which bought out a actually good company called Cable One. And when Sparklight bought it up, yeah. So every now and then it's suddenly, the offshore server is not contactable. So yeah. So let me scroll back. See, what did I miss? All the fun stuff. Yeah, Gil's left the building. Green Wizard's Guide. It was a comment back. Okay, Jay. No, I have not had a chance to spoil that grand new baby yet. I won't be spoiling him till he's about 4 months old. Then I'll start spoiling him.
There is an issue with that theology of yours here, sir.
Whose?
Yours.
Which one?
The theory of 4 months. It ain't leaving your house. You can't spoil it and ship it back off. It's still in your house.
Oh, that's fine. I'll leave him downstairs. I'll come upstairs.
Uh-huh. Famous last words. Ask any grandpa.
Hey, that's what I do with the others. Sometimes I bring them upstairs, spoil them upstairs, and send them back downstairs. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay. So, what went on? What went along? Anything came up? Anybody come up with any other ideas or thought processing on hand-ups versus handouts versus empty hand? There was another thing I was going to put in there, Dave, along your lines. A full hand.
Yeah, they walk up to my door and they are sketchy acting. And if they're looking around to see if anybody else is watching, or if you can tell by the way they're acting that they're trying to signal somebody else, which is why I've got cameras and I have them backed up to 6-volt power if need be, so I can still see my back door. They're going to be met with a full hand of weaponry. Yeah. I'm not taking no chances, because when they start doing that, they don't care about your life or anybody else's life that's in your home. They really don't. They're going to do what they can do to get what they want. And at that point in time, my son's life overrides theirs. Yeah. Now, when I get to heaven, I'll have to answer for that. But God will know my intent at that time was to save my son's life from harm.
Yeah. Jay, I was going to ask you this question earlier. That movie you're talking about with the sheriff and stuff, what was that movie?
There was actually a documentary. Documentary? Wow. Yeah, I'm having guilt issues. Anywho, I have them all the time. Anyway, there's been a couple different documentaries. One put out by the BBC, one put out by the American. Both were both were blackout related. Grid down situations. And I can't remember which one it was. Showed an American city describing basically what Jay said, that the sheriff decided to lock the town down. And in the American one, I think it was, the American city, they actually ran out of food for everybody. And people started going.
Yeah. All right. I'm reading something here, trying to backtrack it here. He's going to have to cancel, not going away for the end of this year. I'm trying to read. The meetup. Okay. The meetup is not canceled yet. We've got it in August 15th. When we get closer to, say, the 1st of July, we'll know whether or not we're going to need to either postpone it farther or postpone it till next year.
All right, Christy, but what if they hear you and you don't door? What if they kick it in? What then? Okay, this is something that you have to think about. Yeah, it's a scary thought. Yeah, it's kind of hard to put yourself into that mind frame, but you really need to do this. It gives you the mental conditioning to be able to do what you have to do if the time comes to do it. If you don't practice that mentally and something along those lines happen, you're going to be stuck there with a deer in the headlight look on your face. And then it's over. Mm-hmm. Not to be harsh or crass about it, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, the way YouTube is on the live streams, there's certain things you cannot show or handle. So living terrors. Okay, let me check something out over here real quick. And it's playing catch up on the other side here.
Smash the like button, folks. It's not too hard. Don't break your computers. We're not responsible.
All right, there's back up here. There's opening a new link. And just see what I can show. Okay, here we go. So Kathy's link there is I got to share the screen.
That helps.
Yeah, it helps. Well, when it unshares when it kicks you out. So there it is. Kindle version is $4.99. Hardcover is $17.44. I guess I'm getting the Kindle version, saving almost $13. So that's
Yeah, he's I think we're talking about the same thing. He said it's a movie called Blackout from 2014.
the movie that Jay was talking about.
Yeah, that he just posted.
Okay, I see it there. I go over here.
Well, if they've walked far enough from the railroad tracks, which that way about 1.75 miles, almost 2 miles, and they start putting crayon marks on my apartment, they're going to get warning shots. With a sign at 200 feet, just because you think you're out of sight doesn't mean you're not in target.
And I'm gonna check that out here and see what I got here. Let me give me a second here, guys.
You know, I am a very nice, easygoing person. I hold no malice toward any man, woman, child, anything, or even animals. But when it comes to if it goes grid down, the safety of my son tops all priorities, which is why he already has a bulletproof vest that covers his entire chest.
Okay, so the one Jay was posted about here, the Blackout, 2014. Power is cut in the UK for a week, and this is a docudrama about that. The loss, yeah. And there's a bunch of different things going. Is it so? Oh, it's on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Big deal.
Yeah, big deal. So,
but see, Kathy, the thing with other parents is 90% of the other parents in this country have no clue at all how to do it. So they're going to try and go brawn over brain, and that's where they're going to meet their end. I'm not saying I'm going to be the one to do it, but there are people out there that will shoot and ask questions later. And there are actually YouTube channels who say exactly that. They're going to shoot first, take what you've got, then go find out where you were at and take what you had there too. And I thought that was rather stupid of them to come right out and say it.
Yeah. Nope, no CPD, just old age, out of shape. Of course, I was doing a lot of work this last week, and it's just, and even today I was down in the basement beforehand doing some work. Now, Blue Healer says he has a river 800 yards north of him and railroad tracks 200 yards south of him. I'm not sure how far the railroad tracks are from me. It's probably about maybe 200 yards west of me. Between me and the railroad tracks, though, are two irrigation ditches. They're dry. Well, actually, the one already has water in it, flowing it. They're testing it. And the water is about 6 feet deep and flowing fast. And it's about 15 feet wide. The other one's about 5 feet deep and about 12 feet wide. And when it goes, it's flowing fast too. But the railroad tracks that are to the west of me, usually the trains don't slow down as they pass by here, with the exception whenever they're delivering or picking up from the mashed potato factory here. And generally, most of the stuff coming, I'm not sure what comes in on the comes in there on rail car. It's got to be what they're shipping out then, because I just noticed there's always trucks pulling in all the time, bringing potatoes in from the storage bins around here. Okay, pollen is high up north. Yep, I know. We got some birch trees on the property here, and I noticed 2 days ago I was out there and all I heard is I looked up and it has all these little, about that long, little seed pods hanging off of it, and the bees are just all over it, just going nuts on it.
Well, that's good.
And then there's this other big tree that just starting to bud out, and they'll be producing a ton of pollen here shortly. All right. Okay. So Cecilia, right now I'm working with the neighbors. We want to put half of it, 2.5 acres. Try to get it planted. Get people using it to grow stuff. There's another acre which I'm turning into an orchard. And until the trees are several years old, we're not going to be putting anything else in there. But once the trees get certain size and stuff, we may plant squash or something find plants that can grow on the ground underneath those trees. Check their dumpster. Okay. Video 2. Oh, jump the irrigation ditch? No. No. Now, when I was in my very early 20s, late teens, I might have tried doing that on my bike.
Length of run-up times angle of ramp divided by length of ramp equals amount of speed needed to clear 22 feet of distance.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gil fell short. He forgot to carry the 0 and add the 1 at the end of it.
Yeah, but I had 2 JATO rockets strapped onto my bike.
That's why you fell in the creek and the bike is over in the neighbor's tree.
No, that's why I landed across both the irrigation ditches, across the railroad tracks, across the highway, across the farmer's field, and landed in the Snake River. Well, actually, that's where my bike landed. I landed sitting there in front of the ramp on my behind. Where'd my bike go? All right, so Keith. Oh. All right. Physical distancing. Yeah.
Well, I ain't got to worry about Keith. He's far enough away from me. We're good.
Couple weeks north. So, has everybody thought about the topic? If you can't come up with a decision yet, don't worry about it. Just write it down so you remember to think about it later on, and start thinking of what you can and what you can't do.
Okay.
Which brings up another one of my favorite quotes from Jack Sparrow. There are only 2 rules that matter: what a man can't do and what a man can do. For example, I can't remember the rest of it, but he's talking about taking the ship in Tortuga by his onesies.
Okay, I'm going to show you half of my hand up because I knew that's what we were doing. Something to wash with, a flufa. some toothpaste, a body wipe, some deodorant, so I can't smell them anymore. Shampoo, a bar of soap. It's just one of 2 bags that I'll hand. The other bag will be a bag of food, mostly canned goods, a few non-perishable pouches of stuff like mashed potatoes or something like that. And that way, and this is one bag they can actually drape over their shoulders and carry it along with a bag of food in their hand.
Yeah. All right. So Keith asked, he came in, he didn't see what the topic was. So Keith, here's the topic. Hand out, hand up, or empty hand. How do you treat others in a crisis situation? And it doesn't have to be this crisis situation. This is just a situation to get everybody thinking, okay, if it's something worse like an EMP, a 3-year drought, something, whatever it is going to be, that's something worse than this. How are we going to deal with it?
All right, now guys, I've got 5 of those bags set up, and it's taken me several months to do it. But if you take them, buy 1 or 2 items at a time, get some bags to throw it in, which the bags you can get at a dollar store for $1, or sometimes you can find them on sale 5 for $1. You can put stuff together. Most of that did come from the dollar store. I've got $6 into that, and I've got 5 of those, and I've got 5 bags of food set up. So if something happens, let's say, I go to Walmart and they're completely closed because there's no food, and there's somebody there that, let me put it this way. The other day when Charles and I went to Walmart, there was a lady in there so scared, trying to push her cart with paper towels, just regular paper towels. There's no sanitary, nothing to them. She looked so scared in there. I asked her, do you want some wipes to wipe your cart down? And she looked at me like I was nuts at first. And I said, look, these are better than the crap they put at the front door. These are medical grade. I said, unlike the ones at the front door where you have to use them for 5 minutes, these are 30 seconds. And you could see on her face that she was extremely thankful, and she took them with no reservations, and I had none giving them to her. That's the theory behind putting a bag like this together, because when you look at somebody, you can truly see if they're going to be appreciative or not. And if they're appreciative, they're going to be more apt to come back at a later date and say, look, I don't have anything, but hey, can I help you do something? They're going to want to help return the gift you've given, even if they don't have much of anything other than maybe a few minor skills. Try and figure a way to work those skills into what you need so you can provide food for them, but they can also help you provide stuff you need. So being able to have little teeny bags set up, and you got to use your own judgment. I mean, you're not going to sit there and hand it to the first 5 people that walk up your door. But if you see somebody walk up that definitely could use it, you can tell they're going to be appreciative, but there's other people watching them. Say, look, don't have anything right now, but come back in a couple of days when there ain't so many people around. I might be able to find something for you. And if they come back around and there's nobody else there, check your 6, check the side views. And if they're truly alone, they're not sketchy acting, hand them the stuff. They'll come back and offer you a hand later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ryan, please don't bring up bad thoughts.
Yeah, it's not bad thoughts. It's just common sense thoughts. Now, but Ryan made me think of something else, and along with what was going on, the side chat there going on between Kathy and Blue Healer, and that's what Ben Davis was talking about yesterday. I think it was yesterday on Suspicious Observers. He was showing all the stuff, going through all the stuff that his scientific team and his volunteers have been doing and stuff. And he said, get ready for cooler years for the next couple of years. That's all he said. He said, just get ready for cooler years the next couple of years.
We roll through the U.S. We are in April. It should be April shower, bring May flowers. Some places are still getting April snow.
Yeah. Oh, we had today, earlier, several hours ago, I was thinking it was going to come on here. It was raining so hard, it sounded like I was in a kettle drum in here. and the lightning and thunderstorm that was going on out there was incredible. I went downstairs and I took Aiden, who's 3.5, went to the back door, and I showed what the noise was. Opened the back door, and he's just in awe, going, "Wow!" At the rain coming down, all of a sudden the rain stopped. The rain lightened up significantly, and the hail came, and hail was just bouncing all over the ground.
You know, one thing is he's only mentioned once in the last couple of years, and he only mentions it once, maybe every 2 or 3 years. But it was, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, maybe, he brought up the fact of the Earth's tilt. Your climate Scientologist people won't talk about the tilt of the Earth because they know they can't control it, and they can't blame it on man for it tilting unless for some reason, we just got so much industrial up here in the northern tilt, it's tilting the whole Earth. Next week, that's what we're going to hear on the news. Scientists have agreed that we have built too many things on the northern continents, and it's causing the Earth to tilt sideways. The end of the world is coming as you know it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cooler years.
Say that you heard it here first.
Yeah. All right. Cooler years. What he's talking about is the global temperature is actually for the last 2 years has dropped. On the mean temperature average for the last 2 years has actually dropped. It has not been we have not been warming. Global warming for the last 2 years is no. And they're showing that it's going to continue on for several more years.
Which is why lately all the whole seeding the clouds to reflect the sunlight to prevent the Earth from getting warmer has been in the news so heavy in the last 3 months. They're trying to shift the paradigm that they use to make it seem like they're doing something that they've been doing since the early 60s anyway. Like it's just starting to, we're trying to seed the clouds to reflect the sunlight back up. So, because our Earth is getting too hot and we're making it hotter. But if we reflect the sunlight back to the sun, then our planet won't get overheated. What they fail to realize is that they're not doing anything other than putting chemicals in our bodies.
Yeah, Keith, that's just the way Mother Nature is. Things are going to change. The world is so big, we don't have the scientific knowledge or the capacity to really change the weather. Contrary to some of the conspiracy theorists that there's a big machine somewhere that can change the weather. No.
And, the programs that they use to run these scenarios are as only good as the idiots programming them. Like my daddy said, all college does is make an educated idiot. Of course, he wasn't a Southerner. I just put that in there for the hell of it.
And how many PhDs did he have?
More than I can count. He worked for a very prestigious company. He helped perfect the paint that goes in the offshore oil platforms under the water so it didn't rust. It resisted barnacles.
All right. Does borage need full sun? No. If you look at, go back to, I got 2 videos on my front yard in California. One is look what my wife did to the front yard, and the other one was a second look at the wife's garden. She has borage planted under the tree, around underneath the tomatoes, shaded by a bunch of other stuff, and it's just going happy hog wild down there.
You didn't see your boy say something to you, man. You're falling behind here.
Okay.
You missed shit happens.
I see it. It just popped up here. I don't have my other one up here. So, hey, CJ. Clean cut. That happened on the spring solstice. Yeah, I shaved it off right here on the spring solstice.
Equinox.
That's right. Blah, blah, yeah. Solstice is winter and summer.
Yes.
Equinox is spring and fall. Am I speaking of HARP?
Yep.
Anybody that says there's whatever you want to call it, rose by any other name, there is no functional weather control machine. There are quasi-scientists looking into it, and military experts looking into it, dreaming that one day they might be able to do it in 100,000 years from now. Hey, Lisa, the one you want to check to about growing stuff under trees and stuff is Howie at Food Forest Permaculture. He grows all sorts of stuff under his trees. I mean, it's a food forest.
Right now in the winter. In Canada, he's growing lemons in the winter.
Yeah.
You want to know how to grow shit? Excuse my French. Go check out the Canadian. I do believe he does speak French too. Never asked him.
Trying to make a good first impression for the
I was going to bring my tinfoil hat for you, Jay, but unfortunately the cat thought of it as a toy and crushed it.
All right, Lisa. Kathy just put North Star Preps that are just put up Howie's channel there.
And don't forget to also go check out the Green Wizard's Guide as well as his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He has a playlist with ideas and hints and tips and tricks.
Now, for a tweak on the subject.
Kathy, that's not a fake thing. It's real. They've been doing it since the 60s. They've been seeding the clouds in the atmosphere.
Attempting to change the weather.
Well, if they seed it with the right stuff, they can actually make it rain. That they can do, and they've proven that, and that's fact.
Yeah.
But the other metal particulates they're putting in there, they're spraying that you see the lines that stay for hours upon hours upon hours across your sky. Those are metal particulates coming out of the back of an airplane. Yeah. That is their seeding to prevent ultraviolet rays from hitting the earth and warming the earth up any more than us humans have caused it to do. Matter of fact, it wasn't but a day or two ago that there was actually a news report on it on Yahoo News of all places, talking about how this is such a great thing. They've been doing it since the 60s. It's just only recently have they decided to come public with it because it fits their narrative.
Yeah, and then shortly after, another news organization came out with it, talking about all the nasty chemicals that they're putting out, seeding it, and they need to stop it because it's not really doing anything. That it's just Earth's natural cycle.
If you want to check out to understand what exactly they're pumping into the air and what it's doing to the ground, there are a few videos here on YouTube, at least there was a couple of years ago, of what it's done to Hawaii. They found magnesium, aluminum, and very high levels in the ground in Hawaii because that's where they first started it back in the 60s. They started it way out there because there wasn't the communication that we have nowadays.
Yeah.
And the levels of magnesium, and there's two different types of aluminum and something else. I can't remember right now because I got too much information in the way. But yeah, it's.
All right, Lisa. So you say you're in a high desert. May I ask what high desert? Don't give me a specific county or town, unless I don't want you, feel like you have to compromise your location or anything, but, are you in California, New Mexico, Nevada?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but my little tweak on the topic is, now that we've been talking about it, how many of you are going to increase your garden this summer if you can? Get extra food. So if you have to, you have extra you can give away and still have some that you don't, so you have enough where you don't have to worry about yourselves. That's one of the things I'm trying to do here with the neighbors and stuff and everything, is try to get, the community garden going here, get it, all that, area out there, 5 acres into food production. My daughter and son-in-law are doing their raised planter beds and enlarging their number of planter beds they have. And of course, if you saw my one video, I put in 20 half 55-gallon drums out there that I've loaded up with rabbit manure and soil, and gonna start growing stuff out there. And now there'll be video will be coming out probably later tonight on the IBC totes I have that I'm going to be fixing up. Whether I got eight of them, and if I cut them in half like I did the barrels, that'll give me 16 more raised planter beds to grow stuff in. And I think I got enough rabbit manure to fill them up. He stepped out for a minute. I thought I heard a noise in the background there. Great, Brent and Cindy. Good thing. Enlarge it every year you can. Do they change chat? Can't go to other. Did they change chat? Can't go to other channels? Probably Titan throwing a fit over something. Either that or Charles was saying, I'm hungry. Cool, Kathy. Yeah, so possibly if I get the one video out tonight, then I'll have another video out tomorrow noonish on the tractor work I've been doing on the 5.5 acres out there to turn that into a garden area. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat here, see what everybody's talking about. Give him candy, that works, Jay. Oh, wow. I had hoped to be moving to my Tennessee property. Family illness and the thing delayed that. So I'll do what I can here for now. That's all you can do, Christy. It's just, do what you can. Can't click on another's name and chat to see their channel. Only that you report them. All right, hang on a second here. Let me double check something here. Let me see what this shows me here. All right, if I wait for that to catch up there. Oh, okay, yeah, because I just clicked on somebody there and it says report remove. Yeah, it's not saying you lost the, yeah. Yeah, wow, interesting. Yeah, okay, that one's not working. Let me check my other, I got two things on it here. Yeah, wow, they dropped the go to users channel. Wow, that sucks. Jay, I gave up on watching Les's stuff here. He started getting a little, I don't know what to call it. But it was like, really, dude? What did you drink this time? It may be a glitch, lock and roll, because there's hardly anybody there, and just may be the AI acting up. Because it was working yesterday. I was able to click on other chats yesterday to go to look at some other people in yesterday's chats. So it may be something going on today. Of course, today is Saturday, and there's even less people in the YouTube offices down there, being that it's the weekend. Right click. Yeah. Yeah, you have to you'd have to highlight the name and then right click on the name to get it to work. Yeah, Kathy, definitely is going to make it a lot harder to mod. Fortunately, hey, never enough time. Fortunately, knock on wood, we haven't seen those little green critters crawling out from underneath the bridges. Jay, you may be right. So if you see a bunch of Arnold Schwarzeneggers walking around, you know something's up. All righty. Now, along with the cloud, we addressed putting options of food and stuff. Putting in more food to deal with shortages and people coming knocking on the door asking for help. What other things in your preps might you add into your preps that are non-food items? All right, Lisa, to answer your question about Charles is doing better. Dave and I were talking about that before. So Charles is doing better. And even the neighbor's son is doing better now. I have to, yeah. No, I haven't heard from Lori today, but her daughter's fever broke and is being witchy. Yeah, you know how grumpy people get when they've been sick and they've run into fever and they're really hurting and sore. Yeah, well, that's what she's being like, and she's being very vocal about it, according to what Lori was saying. Hand tools, all right, Jay, very good idea. Hand tools. One of the things I got, and I really like the Kirkland brand jeans, the Relax Fit jeans. But for some reason lately, all the stores, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, are stocking jeans for short people. Occasionally, I mean, most of the time it's 28, 29, 30-inch lengths. Occasionally I'll see 32. Hardly, never ever do I see a 34 inseam. And I even checked online trying to order the jeans because they used to be, common as 4-penny nails, in Costco. And for the last 6 months, I haven't been able to find them, and they haven't been online. All of a sudden, they had them online, and so I ordered several pair, and so I got several of them here that I haven't even opened up yet, that I'm saving so that in a month or two or so, when I go to try to order some more, then I open up these. Things so most of the stores will not carry that's the 36 inseam unless you got the 29-inch waist, which was weird. Back when I was a teenager, I used to get 29. I had a 29-inch waist, and I used to wear 36 inseam with my cowboy boots. And But if you check online, sometimes that they'll get them and they'll have them for a couple weeks and they'll be out of them, and then a month or 2, 3 months later they'll get them. So you just got to keep shopping for them. It also depends what type of jeans you want. If you can just, I know Amazon on, but they're a little bit more expensive. You can find some of the stuff. I can find the size pants I wanted, but they were like double the price of for the jeans at Costco. Yeah, I think China doesn't realize what regular size people are over here, and they're making them short. Oh, well, they can't need them that big. There's nobody that big over there. Uh-huh. And sometimes it's not all China. Some of the stuff is made in India or Pakistan. And of course, Pakistan has they're not that tall over in Pakistan either. Well,
Okay,
looking here,
slight emergency.
yeah.
What? Oh, my old fat.
Oh, that must be what they're talking about.
Titan says hello, everybody.
Yeah, most Walmart clothing is from China, Taiwan, India. Yeah. So, so Dave, what we went on to here was what other things can we stock up to give, that we might be able to give out to someone in need other than food?
I showed you.
And we're going to clothing.
You did.
We're going to clothing.
Sorry, nobody wants to wear the stuff I have.
Yeah.
Most people would go swimming in my gray man outfit.
All right, Ryan just threw up Tom. There's Tom, the spam bot. Guys, that spam bot is dangerous to your channel, because if you start getting hit by Tom and then Tim, then more Tom, and then Artistic Tim, and I'm trying to remember or Artistic Tom, and I can't remember a couple of the others. Those are spam bots, and if you get too many hours from a spam bot, YouTube will hit back harder. No, just take away those hours. They'll take away a bunch of other hours from you. Socks, gloves, hats. All right, Christy, good point. Socks. One of the things that back in California that my wife had put in a bunch of to donate, to what was it? The Veterans Stand Down and some other stuff was socks. Because generally people don't give socks to the homeless. And if you have other people coming around and it's been a while since they've bought clothes, they've been trying to spend all their money on food, their clothes could be in sore need of replacement as well.
Somebody brought up essential oil, so I decided to go see if there would be any that could be purchased in bulk enough quantities to be able to do so. And here's a page.
Okay. Hey, Butch.
That has several different models. And it's respectively enough cheap. And mind you, those are probably really small bottles, but if you're giving one or two out to somebody in a hand up, get the right word. And to explain to them that, essential oils can help with headaches or other things, explain to them what the essential oils are good for. that may be something that will help them feel better about themselves too. And when you're trying to help somebody up, you want to make sure they feel better about themselves. You don't want them to feel like they're a failure.
Mm-hmm. I like Jay's thought here too. Sometimes, that's what a person needs, especially if there's like in San Francisco, they have the public showers for the homeless to go use. Yeah. You don't need to be spreading athletes with fungus around. Yeah, Kathy, they are short term, but they can help for certain things. Include a list of natural remedies.
Need a printer for that. And that's something I will be buying soon. I will have my first printer in several years. Woohoo!
Yeah.
That way I can print shipping labels and mail stuff off to people. And I can do it in such a way that everything is nice and sanitary.
Mm.
That way, when you get it, you can open it safely.
All right, Jay. Unfortunately, for some reason, that does not work. There are some really, really cold climates, and the homeless still congregate in those areas when they could, try going to warmer climates, but they refuse to leave those areas. And when things get bad, you're going to have people that are going to be the same way. They're not going to want to leave that area because that's where they grew up. That's their home. They're afraid to go someplace else.
Sometimes the fear of change will prevent somebody from learning anything.
Yeah.
And Miss Kathy, this old boy ain't printing nothing out because I have all I can do to type words, let alone try and print words with my fingers. These hands don't work the way they're supposed to. There's days where they're just kind of stuck like this, and I can't even hold a pencil with a diddly squid.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why today everything worked appropriately, and I actually did some spring cleaning. Woohoo, me! And tomorrow I'm going to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. But Dave, if you could find the stuff already typed up, you could just copy and paste.
That's why I want a printer. I just go print.
Well, I mean, if you didn't want all the stuff, you just wanted like this paragraph here, paste it on the Word doc. Oh, take this one from this document and paste it. And that way you give them something that has more rounded stuff.
No, actually, I got 2 books I'll throw at them. One's called the Bible.
Okay.
I'll make sure they catch that one, though.
Is the other one Doc's Survival Medicine?
No, that one's too dang expensive.
All right.
Besides, I got an autographed edition of it. I ain't letting it go for nothing. Although, I do plan on purchasing another of the antibiotic books, and I'm going to get mine autographed. And so I will be doing a giveaway soon with a medical bag with some supplies and Alton's Antibiotics and Infectious Diseases book, the one with the blue cover, dark blue cover. So I will be doing a giveaway again here soon.
See you, Brent and Sydney.
See ya.
Now, Dave, that link what's the website for that link you showed?
No, I don't know. It's an Etsy page.
It's a what page?
Etsy
page.
and it's now down to $9.99. Oh wait, that's $7.99 there. Hold on. Stop. It's too long to fit.
Too long to fit. Yeah. Oh.
But I'll share it so our Queen Mod can actually figure out exactly what we're showing here. And let me get this to.
Tell me when.
Hold on. I'm waiting for it to.
Yeah.
I clicked the spot. Shouldn't have. And uh-oh. Come on. Okay. It's shareable.
Okay.
Page.
Okay.
And if you scroll down from this one, Pure therapeutic essential oil, 10 milliliter aromatherapy, free shipping for $8. Now, I don't think that's an entire kit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's probably just a 10 milliliter bottle. So I guess I should have read that better.
So you can select your scent.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking for essential oils and you can't get a hold of Miss Julie, here you go. Maybe see their scent a little bit better. But there are sample packs that come with really small little bottles, and it only takes a drop or two of essential oil anyway to do what you need. So that'll last them a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I had a awakening for this as well from yeah, Doom and Bloom, Doc and Nurse. They're about stuff, and I really want to get their antibiotic book.
Well, then maybe you better enter my giveaway.
So,
and I will put some pretty stringent rules for this one. Y'all will be prepared.
mm-hmm.
But not as stringent as his.
Are you implying those Amazon items are up to Heaven's high quality products?
No, I'm not. Actually, I'm not. Heaven's as far as, look, I'll tell you what. She sent me 4 bars of soap, and I gave one to my neighbor, and she loves it. Her son loves it. Of course, it's kind of a manly scent anyway. It's a little bit more musky. But they made the comment that when they get out of the shower, their skin is dry. There's no oily residue left over from being in hard water, because we have hard water. Yeah, I figured it would be, Kathy. And when I use it, I feel cleaner. So if you need soap, get a hold of Julie. And I'm going to try and work out something with her. So in my giveaway, there will be some included. You'll have to get it from her, as well as I'm going to try and offer some free shipping for some people. First couple, I got to discuss it with her, how her and I are going to do it. But I'm going to eat some of the cost and try and get you guys some decent soaps or essential oils, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was something I noticed when I was at Sam's Club on Thursday for the special hours for those over 60. I went in the one aisle. There was no all free and clear laundry detergent. So, yeah. That's something else we need to stock up a little bit more on, because I thought that my daughter had a second, one of those big old jugs of it. I thought she had a second one, and it was, nope, that's an empty back there. It's like, why do you have it on that shelf? It should be down, but it should be out in the garage if it's empty.
Rinse it out, fill it full of water, and put it in the garage. Now it becomes toilet water.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do with her empty litter jugs, because I buy the stuff that clumps up really nice, and it comes in a 2.5 gallon white bucket or jug. I just rinse them out, fill them up with water, and put them underneath the counter. That's toilet water. I'm not going to drink out of it because it had the cling in it, but it's good enough for the toilet. So making sure you've got water set aside just for different things. Different topic for a different night.
Yeah. Mm. All right, guys, we're over 90 minutes. I wanted to keep it a little short tonight, so I hope everybody got something out of this and are thinking about what they're going to be doing for,
Food shortage is coming to a theater near you this summer.
Yeah.
When I say theater, I don't mean the kind you go sit in either. Those with military experience will understand what theater means.
Yeah. And it's not for entertainment.
Oh, it'll be anything but entertainment. Well, I don't know. There might be some entertainment involved. As long as we keep our heads upon our shoulders, we'll have battery power to record it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Jay. His Walmart had some toilet paper.
And no fights.
Woo. All right. Well, everyone, you know, take care, stay safe, stay happy, stay prepared, and think about what we talked about and what you can do to help those around you without endangering your own survival. All righty. So see you guys later.
Bye bye, y'all.